everything else? Everything else is fine?
Yeah.
Okay, what I suggest is if you have any issues, Srikanth and you try to solve them. If none of you are able to solve them, then make a list and mail me or tell me so that we can discuss in that class or next class or whenever it is.
That's what we did last week when you did not
Yeah,
complete.
yeah, fantastic, fantastic. I didn't had my mobile as well. Like it was out of charge, so I couldn't contact as well anyone. Okay, fine. Let's start with today's class. So, do you all remember? Do you all remember arrays?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do something similar to it now in Java. We'll learn something similar to it, but it is called as a list, array list. So, what is the difference between array and array list? Is it is almost same, but array list we have some uh, useful functions where we can use and easily access the arrays. So let us see. Which is the third class, isn't it? Okay, so I gave a link about list in Java. You have more details in it if you want to read. What's a list? List is an ordered collection. It is also known as sequence. Uh, it's an interface in Java. Uh, just as you work with array, even in list you can access each of its elements using their index. It has got three main functions. Size is nothing but the length, how many elements are there in that list. Add, where you can add some value to it, like you can add any entry to it, whatever data type you are specifying for that list. And you have get is you can retrieve the value, you insert it. Add is inserting, get is retrieving, getting it back. So we'll see how to work with this list. Very simple, very much similar to what we did earlier. I'm creating a new project. Forget it, I'll do it in the same Webdriver project. I'll create a new package instead. We'll call this package as lists and sets. Okay, and I'll create a new class. Okay, so we'll call the class as list1 or something. Why am I not giving the class name as list? Because Java will already have a class name or interface name called list, and both will it will cause us a problem if both names are same. So give some number or something else, or say my list or something. Okay, so how to create an object of anything, how to declare an array. How do you declare an array? String sorry, how do you declare an array? Okay, forget array, we'll directly go to list and data type. So I want a list of string is equal, and give a name, I'll call it my list, is equal to new array list. So you created a list called as my list of data type string. So you need to get this list from java.util. Add the import java.util. Now you can insert values. What are the three functions we discussed about list? One is size, other one is add, other one is get. So we'll add something first. How to add? My list dot add and value. My list dot add and value. My list dot add whatever you want. That's how you insert value. So what is the advantage here? You don't need to implicitly specify the index value of the array and say add. Yeah. So how you used to, like, if it is array, how you used to array some value and is equal to, and you don't need to remember the index value and all. You can just dynamically enter whatever values you want, and there is no, you don't need to specify any size for it, because it's a list. It will go on how many ever you insert, it will take them. So how to see the size of it? My list dot size. Okay, so there are many useful functions, but we will only see 3 of them. There are many actually. So if I say my list dot size, what are we expecting?
3.
Exactly, 3. It will give number of elements in this list. That's all. So how to get these elements? If I want Java, how do I get? So it's the same, my list dot get 1. Why 1? Because always the indexes starts from 0. So hello is 0, Java is 1, Webdriver is 2. Okay, and if I want to print it, system.out.println. That's it. Right click, run as Java application. So it said Java. If I make this get of 0, it will say hello. If I want both in a straight line, what shall we do? I want hello Java. You can just concatenate here, plus, and give some space and say plus and say my list 1. Right, run as Java application, hello Java. That's it about list. You can try many other functions in it, but these are the ones what we require. Add, size, get. You can try any other thing, like if you want, just say my list. Not only this, in entire Java you can try. When you say my list dot, you get all these things. Okay, and you'll have some description about those. So you can check, like, my list contains hello. Okay, and what I will do is I will print this system.out.println. And if you run this, you'll have true. If I say something else, some other value, and run that, you'll get false. You can check whether some value is existing in that list or not. Okay, why is it useful? When you want to check whether some element is present in that list or not, or some text is present in that list or not, you can use that contains function. Like so, there are many other functions you can explore by yourself. When there is need, you can explore, like, is there any function like that, or you can think of the method like that, or you can write your own method. Right. Similar to this list, there is another array kind of thing called as set in Java. Set. So what is a set? Set is exactly like list, but there is one difference, that set does not accept duplicate values. For example, in this list, I can add once again, I can add my list.hello, and I can say system.out.println my list dot get index of 3, and it will say hello. Here I got hello and here also I got hello. It is taking duplicate values. Okay, but the set does not take duplicate values. The set does not take duplicate values. That is the main difference. And the way we access the set is also different. We have an object called as iterator. Iterator is nothing but a pointer which runs from top to bottom of this set and prints. For example, okay, for example, we have 3 values stored in this set: hello and Java and Webdriver and something else and JUnit or something. Okay, so the iterator will be on top of this hello first, not on hello, on top of this hello. Actually, I'm unable to show that. 1 second. Okay, in the beginning the iterator will be here at this point. When I say iterator.next, then it will go to hello. When I say iterator.next, then it will go to Java. When I say iterator.next, when it go to Webdriver. When it go iterator.next, then it go to JUnit. When I say next here, it won't go anywhere because it does not have next. Okay, so when it goes to hello, I can print hello. When it goes to Java, I can print Java. When it goes to WebDriver, I can print WebDriver. When it goes to JUnit, I can print JUnit. So here you don't need to access it by the index value. You can use this iterator technique. You don't need to really remember the index and put the index. You can directly print it using this iterator thing. So you can just write whenever iterate until iterator has next value, just print them and it will print it. We'll see how to do that. Iterator is nothing but a pointer which is on top of this set, and it will keep moving one step at a time, one row at a time. Okay, right. So we'll create a set. We'll take a new class and call it set1. This is exactly the same as list, but instead of array list, we'll call it hash set. So how to write it? Set data type and the name of the set, my set, is equal to new as set, and set the new java.util. Okay, now you can add the values. My set dot add whatever you want. You just added the things. Okay, now how to access it? We thought of something called as iterator. So first you need to create that pointer. You need to create that iterator and connect it to this set. How to create it? Iterator, and the data type of iterator is also string. okay, and call it, give it a name. I'll say my iterator or something is equal to, we should connect it to this, your set dot iterator, my set dot, it has a function called as iterator. Okay, so this my iterator is the iterator for this my set. If you go to the image, this is your set, sorry, where is that image? So this is your set, and this iterator is the iterator for this one. So now how do we print? So I'll write a loop over here, while, it's just simple English, while my iterator dot has next. So until my iterator has next, do what? System.out.println, print my iterator dot next. Until it has next, keep printing the next item. Okay, so what it does, in the beginning, where is my iterator? In the beginning, my iterator is here, so it has next. So what is the next value? This one, it will print this. So then it will print this, then it will reach end of the file and no more values. It doesn't have any next thing, so it will stop. So when I run this, run as Java application, it has printed all of these things. So we don't need to implicitly give the value of the index for all these things to print. Suppose now I'm adding one more value to it, the same value. We'll see what happens. Run as Java application. It only printed once. It only printed once because this hello will go and replace this hello. Okay, it can only have one value. It can only carry unique values. Why is it useful? If you are storing some IDs, IDs are always unique, isn't it? Your phone number is unique, isn't it? And your any identification number, your passport number is unique. All those kind of things, if you are working with those kind of things, you can use these sets. In the same way, the IDs in the web pages are also unique sometimes.
But Kiran, when did it print it? I did it print words, not her.
Why did it print hello at the end?
Yeah.
So when you enter this hello at the end, it is deleting the first one. It is replacing actually. So it is starting from old Java and hello.
Okay, I think even the previously print the same.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
So it is ordering itself inside. It's ordering in some kind of structure.
Yeah, now it's different again.
Okay, it's ordering. It's random sometimes. So we need the values. We don't know. We don't need where it is there actually. So it is stored in two types of thing. One is stack and other is heap. Stack means they will be stored in an order, first in first out. Like if you take chewing gums from pack of chewing gums, the last chewing gum will come last. But if you throw them as a heap, you can pick whatever chewing gum you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the same way here also it is not storing in an order, and we don't care about the order actually. That's why we are not interested in the index.
So here we can't print like particular world, because previously in the list we could print like my set dot 0 or something.
Here
like that.
you can print directly by the calling by the word or something.
Okay.
So if you see the my iterator, and the functions in it, I was trying to show something else, but it's not there. That's all right. Yeah. So sets you can work in a group and do it. Like there won't be requirement of calling a particular thing. Then you will go for list in that case. Okay. Right. So that is about lists and sets. And why did we go through it? We'll see later. Like we'll utilize it somewhere else. So we'll try to display links in a web page using this list. So why did we create a list? I want to go to Gumtree. So I'll create a new class called as links. I want to go to Gumtree. And print all the links in this web page. How do I do that? Any idea? How do you find an element called as link? Okay, let us start writing. Webdriver driver is equal to new Firefox driver dot get and http://www.gumtree.com. Right. So how do you find an element? Driver dot find element. Okay, so when you are saying find element, you can also see find elements. Okay, here. So what is the difference between find element and find elements? Find element will only find one element. Find elements will find multiple elements. Okay, so I want to find multiple elements, and what is the criteria I want? I want all the elements which are links.
Yeah.
Okay, so links, what is the tag for links?
HR or A.
A. Okay, so we'll find elements by dot tag name. So what is our tag name? It is just A. Okay, that's it. It will find all the links in the page. Okay, but where do you store these links? You should store them somewhere, isn't it? To print or do something, you should store them somewhere. So if you want to store them, you can create a list. How to create a list? List. What type of list is it? What are those? Those are web elements, isn't it?
Yeah.
Earlier when we made list, those are strings. Those are strings. That's why we said strings. But here these are web elements. So I'll give web elements. Web element. Give some name. Links is equal to new. Sorry, is equal to this one, isn't it? We are storing these links inside this list. Okay, so how to print it?
System.out.println.
Okay, system.out.println
Links.
links. Does it print? Think and tell me, does it print? What does system.out.println do? It prints a single value, but these are list of values. Okay, and that too you need to get it, isn't it? How did you get some text? Links dot get an index value, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, if you say links dot get 0, it will print only 1, but I need all the list to be printed. Whatever we have, all the list to be printed. What can we do? Go back to your Java classes. If you have many things to do, what do you use?
plus plus, isn't it?
For loop.
Yeah, for loop.
Okay, so create a for loop over here. For I is equal to 5, for I is equal to 0 and I less than, what is that, links dot, what is the property, sorry, what is the method, size, isn't it? Whatever size it may be, if it has 28 items in it, so until 20 items this loop will run. So we don't know how many items we have in the list at this moment, isn't it? Only in runtime we'll know. So that's it, and bring this over here and replace it with I. You know this, right?
Yeah.
Do I need to explain it again? Okay. Dot get text. So get I brings the element, but you need to get the text, isn't it?
Yeah.
So dot get text. Links dot get I only brings the element, but element has text. If you practiced web elements, the last class, we did something called as get text over here. Okay, this is the element, and we are doing get text at the end of it. The same way here we are doing get text. If I run this, what are we expecting? We want it to print all the links in the Gumtree homepage. Let us see. It will take a bit of time because it should gather all the links and print, but okay. So if you see, it's printing all the, and it is printing white spaces as well, because somewhere white spaces also had some a tag, so that's why it's printing all these things. I think it's done, or is it still printing? It's still printing. Single room printed. We need all this help about all this as well. So yeah, it's printing everything, but it takes time, as I said. See, help, contact, that's it. That's how you print all the links in a page. So now I don't want all the links in the page. I want something particular. I want only links in this job section. What can I do? So extracting links from a particular area, what can I do? Any ideas? It is just as we think. Okay, so what I said, just I need the links from this particular area. So first I need to figure out what this particular area is. I need this particular area, then I can call all the links in that particular area. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, let me comment out this code. So what is this? All the links. Now what are we trying to achieve? Links in jobs section. Okay, so first what we need? Jobs section, isn't it? So how do we get jobs section? So we should create an web element. Web element, what do we call? Jobs is equal to driver dot find element by dot, we'll take XPath for now, you can take anything, it's your choice. So get that section first. How to get that section? We need Firebug, but why I don't see Firebug here?
Default file.
Profile. Okay, so I'll right click and I'll figure out by ID or something. Okay, category jobs L1. So I got something called as class, so I'm taking class. What you can do is, if you have Firebug, you can click on it, it will select just like this. Now what I am doing now is just right clicking it and seeing in HTML code and copying. Okay, so by not XPath, by class name I'll take. You can take any other thing as well to experiment. Right, I have a web element called jobs now. So in jobs, I want all the links to be printed. That means all these links to be printed. Okay, right, what do I do now? I'll say first I need to make a list. List, what type is it? Web element type, and give a name to it. What do we call? Jobs elements, or jobs, yeah, jobs links, whatever you feel comfortable, is equal to, instead of saying driver dot find element, what is driver? What is driver? What did I say about driver? What is this driver actually? Driver is nothing but your browser, your complete browser is called as driver. Okay, now I'm saying I don't want complete browser, I only want jobs section. We already have jobs section. What is it called? Jobs, isn't it? So I'll say jobs dot find elements, jobs dot find elements, and by tag name A. Okay, that's it. It will get all the elements. Now if you want to print it, same way, make a for loop, I less than, what is your list? It's called as jobs links or some, we'll call it jobs list. Easy. Jobs list dot size, and here system dot out dot println jobs list dot get, and the index is I because it changes always, 0 1 2 3 4 dot get text. Okay, now if I right click and run it, it should print all the list. So if I go back, it started from jobs, accounting and all, and printed until waiting and restaurant management. Is that the last one? If you go and see waiting and restaurant management. Okay, did you understand? So we made logically whatever we are thinking, we are implementing it in Webdriver, that's all. What we thought, we want all the links. So we used driver and we did. we want only these links. So we first identified this area, then in that we searched for tags. That's all. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Any doubts? At the moment, no doubts? Right, we'll proceed further. We'll see about list box. So do you know what list box is?
Drop boxes.
Drop down, exactly. So what is a list box here? This is a list box.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see how to work on it. In the same way, okay, what does the code inside list box look like? So this list box here is a bit weird, but we'll still work on it. So list box always starts with a tag called select. It's also called as select box.
Yeah.
Okay, and it has options inside it. Option cars, option community, option flats and houses, options and values. For each option it will have a value and text. Okay, so that is the structure of a list box. You can right click and see in your systems later. Okay, so we'll work with it directly. So I'll create a new class called as list box. Did I click? Right. Okay, first, to work with any web element, what we need to do is create the web element. So first I am create list box element. So how to create it? Web element. So if you know one, everything is same actually. Web element list box equal to driver dot find element. Okay, we need to get the WebDriver stuff. So I'll go to this and copy these two lines. What is that? List box. Copy these two lines and paste it over here. So I have driver object, driver dot find element by, probably this time we'll go with ID. And what is the ID? I just saw some ID over here. Search bar cat detailed. So you can see here ID search bar cat detailed. Copy that, paste it. You have your web element ready. Okay, so if you want to see the list of contents in it, how can you see that? The list of contents, when you go back to the code, we have the list of contents in something called as option tag. Okay, so we'll select all these option tags and try to display the text of it. So how to make list of it? Just as we did earlier, list. And okay, what type of list is it? Web element. Okay, and call it select list or something is equal to, we already have our list box here, so we want list inside it. So list box dot find elements by dot tag name. What is the tag name which we saw here? Can you see this? Is it visible? It's option actually. It is very small. I can't zoom this because it is code. It is option, OPTION. The tag name is option. So option That's it. If you want to print the list, the same for loop, and I less than select list dot size, right? And now system dot out dot println select list dot get I dot, I don't know whether get text works or not. Let us see. If it doesn't work, we'll do something else. Okay, get text, and I'm right clicking it, run as Java application. Yeah, so you got all categories: cars, vans, communities, flats, for sales, jobs, pets, and services. Okay, that's what we had, isn't it? Here, so if you go here, sorry, excuse me, all categories: cars, vans, motorbikes, exactly the text, we got it here. So if you don't want this text inside this, but if you want the values here, you can even get those. Okay, so for example, what I will do is I'll keep another line. Instead of saying get text, I can say dot get attribute. You can get any attribute. What are these attributes? After tag, whatever is there, that is attribute. If you go to your HTML code, so if you go to this code, so after option tag you have selected, or after option tag you have value. All these things after the tags are called as attributes. You can even get these attributes as well. Okay, you can even get the ID as attribute. You can get type as attribute. You can, in whatever text you have in your HTML, you can get it as an attribute. So now I want an attribute called as value. I can just give value okay. Now I'll run this. It will be similar to it, but it will add some more values now. It went inside it, it made this web element, it extracted values and it printed here. So it did not print yet, still running. So let us wait, it will print. Why is it taking so long? Yeah, it printed. So because it's a list, it's sorted according to alphabetically, I think. Yeah, no, it's sorted according to its own wish. It mixed up everything, so both are printed actually. Okay, so you can separately do another loop to print them separately if you want. If you don't want to mix the list, you can make it separate. Okay, this is only to show how to access attributes, but you won't do anything with it right now. So what I will do is I'll comment this line, right? So sometimes these list boxes can be input boxes as well. So if it is input box, you can send some text inside it directly. Instead of selecting something, you can just directly write something inside it. So how do we write something? You can use send keys, or you can click the item directly. You can get the XPath and click it directly. This exercise is to show how to extract and see whether, if you want to compare and see whether the list box contains all the items inside it or not, then you use this. In the same way, we have radio buttons. So do you know what radio buttons are?
Checkbox.
No, radio buttons and checkboxes are entirely different. What is the difference between radio button and checkbox? Checkboxes, you can select multiple values. Okay, for example, where do we find checkboxes? Checkbox. So I have a bike, I have a car. I can select these two checkboxes, isn't it? You can select areas of interest. You can select multiple areas of interest. While applying jobs, what industries you like, accounting, banking, insurance, you can select multiple things. But radio button, gender, male or female, only one you can select. Okay, out of a list you can select only one radio button. So radio buttons will be radio button. So W3 schools, male or female, only one radio button you can select. Radio buttons always they will be in circular form, and check boxes they will be in square boxes. We will see an example now. Probably if I go here. So go through this document, you have everything listed here. So radio button, always it will start with input, and the type will be radio. Checkboxes, the type will be checkbox. Okay, I'll show you radio button, you can try checkboxes yourself. It is similar. So if I go to this website, even in Gumtree you have radio buttons. Where do you have radio button in Gumtree? So if you go to gumtree.com login page, you have a radio button here. Okay, so we'll go to this website for a change. Here we have sets of radio buttons. Okay, there are two sets of radio buttons. In each set we can only select one radio button. Okay, what color preferred, choose a preferred color. You can only select one color, you cannot select multiple colors. Choose preferred item, you can select only one item. Okay. We'll use this page and we'll try to do it. So here, if you right click and go to source code, view page source, you'll find interesting things. So instead of view page, I'll say inspect element. So what you will notice is, for each set the name of the radio button will be same for everything. For all these three things the name will be same: preferred item, preferred item, preferred item. Okay, but the values will be different: car, house, coffee machine and all. So using this name we can select that group, and in that group we can select whatever radio button we want. Okay, let us start. We'll create a new I'll right click, create new class and call it radio buttons. Right. Okay, we need Webdriver for this one as well. So I'll go for but this time we'll go to another website which we just visited. You can try in Gumtree or anyone as well. Right, we are in this site. So first thing what we need to do is make a list of the radio buttons. How do you make a list? List why am I not getting web element? WEB capital E. Why is it not importing for me? Okay, let me write web element, list web element, and radio buttons is equal to driver. Okay, we'll select the list. Something is wrong. Making it in right. List web element here. Radio buttons equal to driver dot find elements by dot what do we take? Name, because all the three radio buttons have the same name. What is the name? Preferred item. So it will select all the, it will make a list of all the three radio buttons. So if you want to print these, you can just print them as you did earlier. Use a for loop, I less than radio button start size. And you can say system.out.println radio buttons dot get of I dot get text. I'm just showing the same thing for everything. So if you want to print something, that's all. If you want to select, you can, you don't need to create a list at all. You can directly select it. I'll show you in a bit. Run as Java application. So it did not print anything. So maybe it doesn't have any text value for it. So what you can do is what we did earlier, dot get attribute value attribute and run it. Okay, it should have printed by now. No, still reading it, it will print it. Okay, it printed car, house, coffee machine. So if you want to select the second one, what you will do, you don't need any list and kind of thing. You can, using list also you can select. What do? I will say radio buttons dot get of 1 dot click. Okay, if you run this, I'm just commenting out this for loop. I don't want to print it, I just want to select the second one. So the second one should be selected now. It is selected. Okay, even more simpler, if you don't want all this stuff, what you can do is you can go to that web page, you can get the XPath, or if you have ID you can get the ID, you can get the XPath of it. I want to select this car one, so I'm getting the XPath of it. What I will do is I'm just commenting out this one as well. Driver dot find element by dot XPath and give the XPath over here and say dot click, or you can create a web element of it and say click. You can create a web element saying, okay, instead of writing click over here, what I will do is, if I want to reuse it, what I will do is I will say web element, what is it called, what are we trying to select? Car, isn't it? Car radio or something is equal to car radio button. That's it. Car radio button is equal to so and so. Now what I will say is just car radio button dot click. That's it. If I am not interested in the complete list, to directly go there and click it. So you can see that car is selected. That's it. Checkboxes you can try by yourself. It is same, checking and unchecking. That's it. End of the class. Any doubts now?
What is the shortcuts you're using, like
control space? Control space. Write 3 letters of anything and say control space, you will get it. Like whatever, if you use car radio button once, if you say CAR and control space, you'll get the list. Select it, enter. That's all. Let me email the, yeah, that is very helpful. Like very easily you can write the entire code. You don't need to type each one, make spelling mistakes and other stuff. That is called as intelligence or something. Okay, let me send the mails to you. Stop.